Last night's show, we had Tim Ballard on and his team from Operation Underground Railroad. This is something that we first brought to you almost 2 years ago and asked you to get involved in saving and rescuing children from the sex slave industry. There are 2 million children currently engaged in the sex slave trade. They're not engaged by their own choice. These kids have fallen prey. Some of them have been kidnapped, taken. Some of them are being extorted. Their families are being threatened if they don't participate. It's really, really horrible. And it's happening in our own communities. Operation Underground Railroad and Tim Ballard went out about 3 weeks ago and did the largest sting operation that we know of, at least, in history. 124 girls, some of them as young as 10, were rescued. And bad guys, lots of bad guys, went to jail. Tim is with us now. Hi, Tim.
Hey, Glenn. Thanks for letting me come back on.
Tell me the story about when the kids were all on the boat. You had already negotiated. It was like a slave trade.
That's right.
And they were saying, giving you a list, really, wasn't it? Almost like a menu. Mm-hmm. This 10-year-old will do these sexual acts to you.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even repeat on the air the things they would tell us. This little girl will do this. She's 10 years old. She's 11 years old. She'll do X, Y, and Z. Just pornographic. Like he's selling a car, like he's talking about the weather. And this is what these guys do. This is what's their business. And we have to smile back and act just
excited,
as pleased as can be. Yeah.
Right. And you go down, this time you went down and you posed as a guy who was throwing a big party for a bunch of very wealthy businessmen from America.
That's right. And the party was just the beginning. These guys wanted us to invest in a child sex hotel. They wanted to build a hotel out on this island. And they had the property, they had the business plan. We were discussing the business plan, how they're going to get the kids, how they're going to recruit more kids. He told us at 9 or 10, we try to recruit them. We lure them in by promising them they're going to be models and they're going to be famous. And we end up diverting the whole thing and taking them somewhere else. They're going to be we're going to control these kids. We're going to put them in this hotel.
You had, they had one of the very famous beauty queens.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
And she was all aware of what she was doing?
Oh, absolutely. She had won a kind of prominent beauty contest in Cartagena. Everyone knew who she was. And because of that, they trusted her. These little girls looked to her as a hero figure, and they went with her. And she went and sold them.
Is she in jail?
Absolutely.
Wow.
So she was a prominent figure in
Cartagena.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah, really unbelievable.
So you're on this, your team members are on the boat. They're coming over to this island, and 124 children.
Yeah.
Right? And in 3 different kind of sting operations on that day.
That's right.
But you have a boat full of children coming over to you. One of your guys is on that boat, but the handlers are away from the children
That's
now.
right. The real traffickers, we put on a different, we kind of lured them onto a different boat where I was on that boat with them talking business. And I said, hey, I got my own groomers, if you will, people who are taking care of, and they're women jump team members who are playing the role as the women who get the kids ready for the sex party. And so they're on a different boat, and we're watching. They're not far. Well, I find out later, these kids, now that they're away from their boss traffickers, they huddle up, and they start saying a prayer. And my jump team members, of course, are getting emotional and trying to be tough, but they're praying for liberation. They're praying that somehow they're going to get out of this. And, of course, my jump team members, like all of us, just look at them and just want to tell them so badly, this is over. You're not going to go through with this. Your hell is done.
You didn't know because you all have to be arrested, so nobody knows.
That's right.
Who you are. So these kids, always walk away thinking that you're a dirtbag.
That's right.
This is the last one that you are a part of. You're now behind the scenes, if you will, because your cover is blown now.
That's right.
But so you're not a part of this anymore as a team member on the ground. But almost, I think, it was a mistake, but I think it was almost a gift to you after years of doing this.
That's right.
That you are, somebody let the cat out of the bag with the girls, and the girls found out that you and the team were actually good guys, trying to catch the bad guys. Tell me what happened.
First time that's ever happened to me. It's always a punch in the stomach when you walk away and the girls look at you, the kid, and there's little boys on this one too, and they look at you, you monster. I'm so glad you're arrested, and you want to reach out and say, no, we were always here for you, and that's the hardest part of these. And like you said, on my last one, someone accidentally told them they're the good guys, and so the kids, instead of looking at us with scorn, they come running to this window where they're in this big room, and we're walking past them, and they come running to us, and they start singing and clapping their hands and smiling at us. And this one little girl put her hand up on the screen, on the window, as I walked by, and she had a tear in her eye, and she was smiling. And one of my jump team members behind me I hear him, he broke. He completely broke character, and then it caused me to start to break. He was just sobbing. And he said, "Are you hearing this, Tim? This is the sound of liberation." And I put my hand up on the screen and touched her hand, and it was a gift. It was a gift from God to me, I think.
Isn't it amazing that they're on the boat and their liberation is already set, and they're praying for it?
Yeah.
And their prayers already been answered.
Already been answered.
They just didn't know it yet.
Right.
So 120 people. The beauty queen is in jail. How many others went to jail?
12 total.
You are now, and I talked to you about this, and you can't say which towns or anything else, but there's some pretty amazing things that are happening behind the scenes here in America.
That's right.
That you're going to start making some jump teams here in America and rescuing children. How prominent is it in the United States?
It's a major problem here. There's 100,000 children stuck in this. Thousands are smuggled into the United States every year. And we deal with these guys. They want to send the kids up here. They can sell them. I mean, we bought kids this year for $15,000 a piece. These kids we bought in Haiti several months ago. I mean, so you can actually buy them and own them, or you can rent them for the day. And these virgins, they were selling them for $1,000. If you're not a virgin, it's about $500 for the day. Or you can buy them they were going for $15,000 in Haiti. And you bring them in and you smuggle them into the United States. And they're here. They're in every major city. They're everywhere here. If you want to find these underage, these minors, children being sold for sex.
So now a few police forces have reached out to you guys and said, because the no fault of they're overwhelmed. They don't know how. This is what you do for a living.
That's right.
They don't know how to do it, per se, or they don't have the resources to do it. And you come in, you have all of the resources, all of the tools, and you set it up, work side by side with them. They get the bust. You walk away invisible, so they get all the credit.
That's right, and by design, yeah.
Right, and when you left Cartagena, you left all of the stuff behind. And how many arrests have they made since you left?
See, so what happened, we leave them with all sorts of tools, not just the methods of how to do it, but software and other tools we can leave with them. They've done 12 operations since we left. And Medellin, the mayor of Medellin, after we left, was kind of ignited, and he sent another team in after us the week later, and they took down, I think it was 3 child brothels and saved about a dozen more kids. I mean, I really think, Medellin was once, last month, a child sex hub for sex trafficking. I think it's shut down or real close to it. I don't think anyone's traveling to these areas right now looking for this anymore.
That's fantastic.
So it's the deterrent that we don't even know how many kids we actually save. We don't, because there's kids who don't even know they were going to be saved because they never got into it. So
isn't Thailand another huge hotbed for this kind of stuff?
Which is the worst? Where is it the worst?
I think, well, really any third world country that has resort towns, you're going to find it. But I think you go to Southeast Asia and we're actually active there right now.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, but it's everywhere. I mean, 2 million children. You include the adults, you're up to 10 million. Adult women are trafficked as well. Wow. You include the labor slaves, you're up to 27 million. Men, women, and children. This is more slaves than ever existed during the transatlantic slave trade. This is an enormous problem. It's that big.
You can't get your head around 27 million people in slavery today.
Why don't we pay attention to this?
Wow. We're not paying attention. We're trying to.
Why?
I think that we don't want. Look, for 200 years in America, we didn't pay attention. For 300 years, the northern states, we know it's happening, but we don't really want to. We don't really want to go there until people rose up. That's why part of our plan is to shed a light on this. That's why we have this documentary coming out that's funded by a different group, but we support it. It's getting the media involved in showing people what is going on. It's the modern day version of Harriet Beecher Stowe and Uncle Tom's Cabin, where she writes this book and makes people look, makes people see, to the point where they have to act. In fact, I have it right here. Glenn, I brought this. This is a first edition copy of Uncle Tom's Cabin, signed by Harriet Beecher Stowe.
Wow.
And what we have this book, we carry it around with us, signed by Harriet Beecher Stowe. And for those who just go above and beyond to help us do this, we ask if they would sign it. And we have Elizabeth Smart, who's a partner with us, signed it. I've signed it. And we want you, Glenn, right now, if you would, to sign this. And on behalf of all your audience. And I get very emotional when I talk about your audience, because I've met them. I've spoken at your events. These are the best people on earth, who had faith in us and sent us out on a mission that really, in many ways, was unprecedented. And I just want to thank you and thank them. And it would be an honor for us if you would sign this book.
I'd be honored to sign it. You've destroyed the value of it.
We talked to the experts, and they said for this cause, they think it's okay that we do this.
I can give you a different book for him to sign, and I'll keep that one if you want, just to offer.
Yeah, he's got Dreamers and Deceivers right there. He can
copies
just
all
sign
over the
that.
place.
Yeah.
He's writing on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're hearing
really good radio.
Writing. He's signing his name on the radio.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.